AI strategy in a day, they assume there is some kind of magic involved, like we are somehow skipping steps or cutting corners.
Because most organizations spend around 6 to 18 months just figuring out which AI use case to pursue and actually what AI solution might look like at the end. This creates meaningless meetings at times, endless conversations, and sometimes never landing on a decision, therefore nothing ever gets done.
Did you just say 6 to 18 months? I mean, the thing is, what we do is not magic. It's methodology. It comes from deep understanding of how groups actually make decisions and solve problems together, combined with frameworks like design thinking that have been pressure tested for exactly this kind of complex problem solving that we need for AI.
So we run these workshops for clients all the time, and most of the work is actually confidential. So we just thought, let's do a public session and just show people exactly what happens in the room.
We gathered a group together to tackle a real business process in just 2 hours. For this example, we chose recruitment, specifically application screening, because it's something everyone understands.
But the methodology applies to any bottleneck in your business. So it could be from finance to operations, marketing, customer service. If it involves people, process, and a decision-making part at the end, this approach definitely works.
So here is what happened when we brought a group together, identified the real pain points, and used structured collaboration to solve. Let's dive in. Recruitment is a big process. There are lots and lots of components to it. What is the eventual goal? So the output of this section of process is that the HR person has a list of candidates that they want to invite for an in-person interview. And the input is that we are getting applications in response to the job application that we have posted. So if you look at the step one is basically the computer software, which is a typical ATS software that most recruiters have. Step two is then the software then gives a short list of candidates. And this is a non-AI standard ATS software. So this is what it typically does. Step three is employee then reads the CVs and cover letter as well. The employee reviews the candidate's social media account. Recruiters are always looking at their social media accounts, check whether the information on LinkedIn matches with the CV, and then they create a video interview shortlist. They then coordinate with the candidate when they can make the video interview and schedule the interviews. And then they conduct the video interviews with the applicants as well, and then create a short list of candidates to invite for a personal interview. Now, what we've done is this is from a real retail bank, this process. So we've just picked up that part of their existing process. So what we're going to do as our first activity, or rather second, and what we want you to do is identify as many pain points or challenges you think each of these steps the recruiters are facing. Time's up. So the next step is we are going to look at these AI cards. This is where we start looking at AI as a capability. So one of the main reason why we do it this way, or one of the I guess the power of our approach, is that we are not getting sucked into the technicalities. Is this Claude? Is this ChatGPT? Which model it is? Is it MCP? Is it RAG? Is it, we are not, that's not what we are doing. What we are doing is we are trying to abstract the capability of what AI can do. And this is a capability level. So let's go to the first category. The first category we have is AI finds and organizes information. Within that category, we have 5 subcategories, as you can see, 6 subcategories. So finding relevant information, finding specific information. As you can imagine, there are 2 different things. Sorting data into group, finding groups and segments and creating them, labeling or tagging them, and translating structured data into unstructured data into structured data. So all these subcategories fall into the same categories. What we are going to ask you to do is focus on these yellow cards for now. And when I give you the time, I'm going to show you a video that explains a little bit more about the category. Then I'm going to ask you to think about how this particular category, which one of these subcategory can be used to solve this main challenge that we have. within this step 4. And the way you would do that is you would copy the subcategory that you're interested in and paste it here. Are we almost done? Cool. So let's move on to the next activity. What I'm going to ask you to do is now create, like bring this all together in what we call as solution options or concept. So what we are going to do is we are going to create at least one concept each. If you want to create more, you are very welcome to do so. For each of these concepts, we are going to pick up 3 different categories, ideally. And on those 3 different colors, on the sticky note, you're going to write how this category is going to be used in that concept. So this is an example of what I'm saying. So this is not recruitment related. It's a solution option that we created for a marketing workshop. So for example, AI, this is a B2B cold outreach. And this is the concept for that. So this category says AI finds companies to reach out to, the right companies. Then AI chooses the best 50. And then AI creates a personalized messaging for each company. Okay, so let's start with 5. Nice. Okay. First of all, thank you so much for giving your time. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys.
So that's the power of this approach. On the surface, you've just watched a group move from a standard process, identify the problems, and create solution concepts in literally 2 hours.
But below the surface, something hard is happening. Coming up with the idea is actually the easy part. The hardest part is when teams need to prioritize, clarify, and align together, making decisions that the whole group can get behind and move forward as a team.
This normally takes days, getting that clarity and alignment as a group. Sometimes weeks, sometimes months of going around in circles. And what you've seen is how we guide the group through all those stages very, very quickly.
And complex problems like these aren't just for one person to solve. It's why bringing together the right people, the right structure, creates momentum that a traditional approach can never really match.
We used hiring as an example today, but we apply the same rapid approach to any process where you're stuck, overwhelmed, or just going in circles.
So if you want to break out of that strategy cycle, get a tangible roadmap, maybe even a working prototype in just under a month,
instead of another year of planning,
get in touch.
I'm Rujita from Solve Together.
I'm Chris from Collective Intelligence.
Thanks for watching.